Hello and welcome to the Crypto Jungle. My name is Baloo the Bear, and here on the channel we do technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and just focus on eliminating a lot of the hype and trying to tell the truth and being objective in a market that can be quite delusional at the best of times. So today's video, we're going to cover a lot of the top altcoins. We're going to see what's going on with Bitcoin. Man, it wants to break that 50K mark, but doing so in a very less than ideal pattern, I guess, scaring a lot of people underneath a key resistance point. So without any further ado, let's just go ahead and take a look at Big Bitty Crypto here. Big Bitty Bitcoin, where are we? Gameplay, there we go. Aloha. We are minutes away from our close, so it's looking like we're going to get a daily candle close that is at a higher level than our previous high in terms of the candle body closes. Furthermore, we've also got a new wick. So we've got a new high on the wick, and we're about to print our new high on the body. This is good. This is showing that we're tearing away slowly at that resistance. A lot of people will probably be pointing to some bearish patterns, and you know, these bearish patterns do affect the way that people trade. They do affect the way that people enter. A lot of people didn't get an opportunity to enter into Bitcoin down here at the buy signal at around $40,000, or even earlier if you were following our custom indicator, the alpha numerics indicator. But anyways, you know, we are kind of there is weakness to this structure. However, I will say that the weakness is not necessarily a surprise, just because of the fact that we're under such an important resistance point. So the market is very confused. There's a lot of buyers and there's a lot of sellers. The buyers are buying fundamentals and expecting the next leg of the bull run, where, you know, we kind of complete the structure that we've seen in previous cycles, and others are just playing this from a purely technical standpoint, and this has the high probability of ending up being a macro lower high. So, you know, quite a divisive market at the moment. We're not seeing a lot of the demand that we need to come into Bitcoin. Part of that is due to the GBTC shares. So the stock market, GBTC is the ticker for that stock. Basically, you can invest in shares in GBTC, and you have another company custody Bitcoin for you, and you don't actually have to buy the underlying asset. Now, why would they do that? Well, a lot of people don't know how to custody cryptocurrency, but furthermore, there's actually a discount to do it. There's like a 10% discount for them to buy shares of Bitcoin than for them to buy Bitcoin. It used to be the other way around. It used to be that there was a premium for that service, a premium for another company to custody and keep the Bitcoin safe. Now there's a discount. So a lot of the volume is going into the stock market. A lot of the volume in terms of institutional interest of the asset will be diverted over to GBTC. But I do think that the fundamentals are very powerful. I think that the on-chain data is supporting the ability for us to see a break of this resistance. Do we see a little bit of retracement on the way down as well, though? That is yet to be seen. So things to look out for. We already know the overhead resistance, so we don't need to draw the top of the triangle or the wedge or whatever people are looking at. You don't need to draw the top, because it's pretty irrelevant. What I'm focused on is the higher low structure. We need to consistently have higher lows. So as Bitcoin is, you know, battling with this resistance, we need to get up and always print a higher low. So if we come back down, you know, we have room to come back down to 47,000, not a big deal. But if we break this line, if we break this structure, I would anticipate our next support level be down at around $40,000. That'll probably scare a lot of people, so it may also overshoot that level, head down to 36. Pretty scary numbers, but you know, those are the next layers, those are the next levels of support that we have inside of Bitcoin. So not out of the woods yet, but the altcoins are doing pretty well. We're seeing a lot of action in the altcoins, most notably shout out to my VIPs in the Crypto Jungle Trading Academy. We got the breakout on Ethereum. Ethereum's not mooning or anything, but since the call of the break, we're up 16%. Nothing to shake a stick at, that's for sure. But yeah, it's very healthy structure, very healthy consolidation. We're seeing, the price go up in a very healthy and modest way, which is good. You don't want things to move too quickly. You want to compound those gains over a long period of time. So speaking of moving quickly, we can take a look at the Solana chart. Solana is very different. Solana is very different. It is moving at a very rapid rate. Good morning from Australia. Hello, Tom. Is it still coffee time for you? So Solana, it's a little different. So the Solana token is being affected by the NFT craze. The NFT craze is this cycle's ICO boom. It's like they're so similar in urgency and need for participation. It's really funny to draw the parallels. So why that's important is people who are wanting to buy Solana NFTs need Solana to do so. When you buy a currency like Ethereum, Solana, Algorand, Polkadot, whatever you choose, when you buy a smart contract platform currency to do something else, the price of that underlying asset becomes irrelevant. So I don't care what the price of Solana is. I'm just trying to buy an NFT. So you'll have cash on the sidelines, turn the cash into Sol, and then the Sol into an NFT. That is a huge demand force. That is a force that will just stack the order books to the long side and really, put a lot of pressure in markup, price discovery. So we're seeing those effects take hold on the Solana ecosystem for the time being. Where we could see this kind of conclude, let's kind of pull a fib and see what we can see. I'll go from the top of this consolidation down to the bottom. We're already beyond some of the levels that I would be looking to take profits at as far as that little consolidation. Let's see what this other one gives us. So we could be looking to conclude somewhere around 161 to maybe 186 before we need some sort of real consolidation. You can't just go straight up. It's not sustainable. You have to build support along the way, which is, just a word of warning for any of those that are jumping into Sol. On another note, I do think Solana has the potential to reach higher targets than what we're seeing here in the fib extensions. It's just a matter of, will it need to consolidate, and will you buy, the top and sell it on the retracement? There will be some sort of consolidation before a continuation. So be on the lookout for that. Always time for coffee. Well done. Yeah. Okay. Another project that I've been keeping my eye on is just correlated with the Axie Infinity ecosystem. This one's going to be for any of those who are in Axie Infinity, kind of wondering what the health of the system is doing. How are we doing with the SLP? We're minting a lot of SLP. We're minting way more SLP than we are burning. So that's a bad thing for the ecosystem. You want to have at least somewhat of an equilibrium. Ideally, you'd be burning more than you'd be minting, but that's typically not the case with this ecosystem. But we have found a floor, and we've got a nice reaction here. If you look at the volume in this general area, that's a significant amount of volume. So this area of support, the market seems to think that this is a significant area of support. So for the time being, it doesn't look like we will drop below 10 cents. That being said, we are still in a lower high, lower low structure. So as long as we're printing lower highs and lower lows, we do have to be on guard and assume that lower levels are a potential. I like what I'm seeing as far as the market reaction to this area around 11 cents. But it doesn't mean a guarantee. We're still in a downtrend. Until we can get above this high right here, until we can get above 16 cents, 17 cents rather, we need to be assuming that there is a possibility for further downside. So maybe the team will come in with some sort of plan with their decentralized exchange. The DEX is ready. They're just ready to release it. I am speculating here that, their DEX will have the liquidity for the AXS token. Their DEX will probably have the liquidity for the Ethereum pairs. But I don't think they're going to have the liquidity of the SLP, so they may even incentivize filling the pools and getting liquidity providers for SLP. If they offer high yield APYs for those pools, the demand for SLP will skyrocket. So we're going to have to wait and see. We're it's not in our control inside of the Axie Infinity ecosystem. It's a great project, but you're really not in control, and you can't predict a lot with that ecosystem. So please proceed with caution. I will say Axies are at a really good rate right now. So if you are interested in playing, there's some very good deals for the Axies out there right now. Another one that I've been taking a look at is Origin Protocol. Now, nobody's really talking about this one, but we just got a daily close above this general area. The volume, not really what I would like to see. Also, the product isn't really available anywhere. There's no functioning product here. So, proceed with caution on that one. It'll be interesting to see what kind of develops with that. If we do continue the bull market, the fundamentals are going to matter less and less. So, bearing that in mind, things can get crazy. When things are crazy, don't just sit there with twiddling your thumbs saying things are too crazy. This next leg of the bull market will be ruled by uneducated, new to the market retail investors. And when I say uneducated, I don't mean stupid. I just mean people that are new to crypto. There's a lot to learn, right? So they're not going to be educated on crypto. It's going to cause irrational exuberance. We're already seeing, signs of this irrational exuberance with a lot of the NFT projects. The Aurora protocol, the Aurora game released, and those things are selling for 20 SOL. So what is that? That's nearly $3,000, basically, just under $3,000 for a player in a game. We need to keep in mind, we can't lose track of reality, okay? You're not going to get global adoption of a game if the entry price for one character for a base level shitty avatar is $3,000. Don't lose touch with reality. What are these things? These are video games. I realize that you own the asset forever, but how much is that truly worth? Because I do feel that a lot of these projects are overinflated. And speaking of overinflated, I can only speculate what's about to happen with Star Atlas. That is quite a hyped game. I expect those NFTs to be really, really, really overvalued. I probably won't find myself in a position of buying any of those until we're in the depths of the bear market and everybody's scared. We say often in the group, people make money in a bull market, people get rich in a bear market. And remember that, because it's very true. Don't go anywhere. There is plenty of opportunity when people don't see it. Thoughts on Cardano and NFTs. My overall thoughts of Cardano are it's an incomplete smart contract platform. It's you know my thoughts on Cardano. You've been watching me for a while. I don't know if you're trolling me or not, but smart contracts are yet to be released. So there are secondary solutions for NFTs. There are a lot of Cardano NFT projects that are just sitting on the sideline waiting for Cardano to introduce smart contracts. And now they're just at the point, it's like, well, screw it. We'll sell them some other way so that people can have Cardano NFTs, but they're not actually on the Cardano blockchain. But they're still selling these Cardano NFTs because the market's hot. They can't sit on their hands anymore, and they got to just do it. So NFTs are very interesting. They're very high risk. They're very speculative. I think if you can get in early on good projects, you can see, really incredible gains. But I'm being very choosy as to what I participate in with the NFTs. I'm not aping into a bunch of projects because it's a good way to lose capital at a very important time in the market. This is one of the most important times of the market. If we break the Bitcoin all-time high, if we break past $65,000, the next leg will be where the next 80% of the market participants will show up. I'm not even joking. It will be the phase where 80%, if not more, of the new market participants will show up. and they will fall in love with crypto, and that will be the adoption. Now, it's a double-edged sword because they're going to show up at the wrong time, and they're going to invest a lot of money with anticipation of meteoric growth. And, you know, these price cycles, historically speaking, we have to, you know, base our decisions on what we have in the past. There's always a bit of overvaluation, which we're already seeing, and there's always a bit of consolidation that, you know, depending on how fast things go, will dictate how long the accumulation has to go for. So we need to realize that the next leg is going to be very interesting. I don't even know. I think I got off topic there. But NFTs in general, the technology is really, really important. It's very important technology, and it's why a lot of people are really excited. But they're very overvalued, and it's a game of musical chairs. A lot of the volume is going into JPEGs and pictures. That's not the purpose of an NFT. The purpose of an NFT is digital ownership, not just, hey, look at my picture. They're cheaper to mint, for sure. Especially because they're not even on Cardano right now. So I don't even know what they're doing. I should actually take a look because there is no smart contracts on Cardano. So very interesting that I'm hearing that these projects are minting Cardano NFTs because it doesn't exist. There is no smart contracts on Cardano yet. Gonna have to see. I believe the September 12th will be the fork. That will be the upgrade to the network where they will have integration with Cardano. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I should probably take a look. Okay, do you have an opinion on Atlas and Pulse available on FTX now? It's way too hyped, way too hyped. A lot of times when a launch is really, really hyped, they hit the ground running with very high valuations. Then they kind of become stagnant, and the people that got in before the launches start selling off. I mean, they experienced, I think, 4,000% on the day of launch. They're overvalued. It will come back down. It'll come back down to reality. People will say the project has failed. People will say this. People will say that. I don't know when this will happen, but for me, any project that's launching now and going forwards is not investable. You can play hype, you can, you know, trail stops, and you can be aggressive, but it's not an investment. The investments of I'm very excited for the claims that Star Atlas is making. I'm not investing a fucking dime in Star Atlas. I might trade some hype, I might trade a setup if I see it in the charts, but I'm not investing a dime in Star Atlas. In the bear market, we will take a look. We will take a very thorough look in the bear market. Any thoughts on Uniswap SEE investigation? Yeah, who are they bringing to court? There is nobody. It's a decentralized protocol. It just exists on the internet. So unless they're just, you know, bringing the internet to court, there's nothing they can do. Regulators are still wrapping their head around how they can't regulate this space without turning the internet off. And we're at the point now where you can't turn the internet off. It's ridiculous. My thoughts are it's fucking stupid. The regulators are idiots. They don't understand it. And they're going to really struggle. They're going to really, really struggle when they find themselves at that point where they're comprehending the lack of power that they have. We're taking the power back, man. We're taking the power back. They can't do anything to Uniswap. Period. End of story. There's nobody to do anything to. It's just a thing that exists. It's like saying, hey, what do you think of the SCE taking that waterfall to court? Do you think they're going to stop flowing water if they lose the case? It doesn't make sense. It's a force of nature. It's a thing that exists. You can't shut it down. You'd have to shut down the source, which is the internet. Any thoughts on Helium Network? Well, we can take a look at the chart. Let's take a look at the chart here. Helium HNT. Yeah, that's it. Have you seen that meme where it's like regulators trying to regulate crypto and it's a guy like brushing the ocean with a broom, like trying to push the ocean back? That's pretty much it, man. That's a very accurate meme. It's a very accurate meme. Okay, so helium, looks like we're breaking out of the consolidation. Buy signal back here. If you missed the buy signal, don't worry. We have a consolidation happening as a result of the backup. We'll probably go down to the smaller time frames, hit up the 4 hour, see what we can see. It looks like it's forming a bit of a pennant. These pennants are going to be not only more common moving forwards, they're going to become a lot more reliable. So for those of you who maybe have been trading for a while, you may have learned about, you know, drawing triangles on stuff and seeing when they break out, yada, yada, yada. And you've probably noticed that it's a pretty shit trading style that doesn't work a lot. As we continue with the market forwards, it's going to start working because everything is just going to be a short-term consolidation before a resolve to the upside, because the order books are going to be so stacked to the bid side and the asks are going to be just non-existent that a lot of these are going to break. So what I would be looking for with this consolidation is two things. Look for a break up or look for a break down. Right now, there's no trade inside of the triangle. If you break down, you know, and hold support on the bottom, you could become a buyer. But the breakout would be best. Buy the break, buy the retest, and if you miss the break and miss the retest, you can always buy the break of the high as we pass it as well. So there's several opportunities for you to become a participant in the event that this does kind of break out. Now, if you're looking to be a miner with the Helium network, very interesting a very interesting block reward system where it's kind of a lottery system. You could just randomly win the block reward, and the block reward I think is pretty substantial. I think you win you get a few $1,000s if you win the block reward. Now, you could own a Helium miner for 20 years and never win a block reward. You could also own a Helium miner for 20 years and you can win one every day. It's a lottery system. So it's really how lucky of a person are you? How close are you to these nodes where the transactions are taking place? There's a lot of things that, you know, factor into how likely it is that you will hit a block reward. But as far as a mining protocol, I think mining is something that's best done in the bear market, except for Helium, because it's a lottery. It doesn't matter if you're in the bull market. It doesn't matter if you're in the bear market. If it hits, it hits. So if you're looking at mining, this is probably the best option. I don't think mining is a good thing to be doing at this point in the market, because you're far better off taking that $2,000 for a mining rig, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for a mining rig, and putting it into a crypto. We're in the last leg of the fucking bull market here. This is the price appreciation phase. If Bitcoin passes that 65K level, that's it. We're full bull, and you will waste your money making an investment on a miner. Okay. With the spring low from the other month, will the spring low from the other month be low for these coins come bear market? Like BTC couldn't get to 28K with all the manipulation. I think it'll really, Raged Yeti, it'll really depend on how high we go. But if we follow previous market structure, it's this general area, it's that general area of around $30,000 where we saw a lot of consolidation that the previous bear markets concluded to. So it'll probably go down to 50. Wherever we go, it'll probably come back down to 50. People will call it the floor. And then there will be some sort of capitulation event down to 30 or maybe even 28 or something like that. Could be 25, could be 20, like, I don't know. But at that point, if you are accumulating at those levels after a blow off top, you're going to be one of those idiots that's still in crypto, and you are going to be one of those people that's just throwing away your money. Don't listen to it, accumulate, understand that your accumulation is going to take 2.5 years, probably about 2.5 years. 2 years, 2.5 years, but anytime we hit that general range, just buy. No stop loss. You know, not financial advice. I'm just giving you the facts alongside what we've seen in the past. If you follow that, you're going to be more than fine. More than fine. What is your opinion on SLP and AXS now that the gas fees are lower. Also, you think Axie is still a good investment? I do think Axie is still a good investment. Now, the NFT gaming space is on fire, but it's completely irrational. A lot of these don't have games. You can't play them. You can't prove the profitability of the game. You can't hand over the keys to another player, their peer-to-peer transaction with another person in the P2P portal of Binance and get their, whatever information, whatever currency that they're after, whether it's, the euro, the dollar, whatever they're after, they can find it there. So it's getting easier. It's getting easier and easier for the scholars, which is incentivizing the scholarship managers to continue with the system. And when the DEX is launched, I think SLP is going to do very well, as the liquidity pools need to be filled. And we're going to gain another adoption wave with Axie Infinity. It's a very strong project. I'm a big fan of that project. What are your favorite DEXs? My favorite DEX is Uniswap. I like SushiSwap as well, but it's my go-to. I use Uniswap. That's as far as a decentralized exchange on the Ethereum network. I use Uniswap. If I'm on the Solana ecosystem, I use Radium. And if I am on Binance Smart Chain, I use PancakeSwap. I'm not getting creative here. I use the ones that I use. If you're talking about investments, which DEX do I like as an investment? I don't like any of them as an investment, because at no point do I need any of their tokens to use the DEX. For trades, let's take a look. Radium is doing incredibly well. So Ray, interesting consolidation here. Man, it really shot up there almost at 20 bucks. We're in a consolidation here. It looks like we're looking to have a breakout above this level right here. So I'd be watching for a break above this level, and then a continuation from that point. But Radium is in a very fast-paced movement right now. Uniswap, less. I think Ethereum DeFi is lagging quite a bit, because Ethereum just keeps proving to the market that gas fees are a long ways away from being fixed. The EIP 1559 upgrade is up and running. We're burning Ethereum. This is good for the long-term supply and demand of the underlying asset of Ethereum, but the protocols are still expensive, and NFTs are really clogging up the works. We're seeing huge spikes. Even though EIP 1559 was supposed to regulate and smooth out the spikes, we're still seeing these spikes in the Ethereum protocol. So gas fees aren't going away this cycle. They're going to probably get worse before they get better. We really need to start leaning on the layer 2s. Yeah, for use of the DEXs, I keep it simple. I like Uniswap, Radium, and PancakeSwap. They all do the same thing. All right, what do we got in the let's take a look at some. So Star Atlas, for those who didn't know, they're already starting to tease. They're starting to tease with the race ship, the spaceships. Man, brain fart. I have no idea what these are going to be going for, but it's going to be a lot. I would anticipate that these are going to be a lot. So this is the Opal Jet. Looks like kind of a little land racer, and it's an extra small spaceship. These are going to go for ridiculous prices. I already know that these are going to go for absolutely ridiculous prices. And then if you get like an actual starship that can do interplanetary travel, there's only 5 of these. This is going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars. And it doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense for a reason. It doesn't make sense because it really doesn't make sense. We're not in a logical environment anymore. These will come back down to reality. And if Star Atlas follows through with a lot of their claims and does develop this very diverse metaverse and an online economy, then they've got a lot of opportunity ahead of them, because they're going to be one of the first movers of really integrating into the metaverse. But, it's way overpriced. Way overpriced, and these will plummet. And I will be there to buy the floor. Any thoughts on Illuvium? I think it's a dumb project. It's got a slick trailer. There's nothing there. A lot of these things, there's just nothing there. I don't care. I showed up at Axie Infinity 2 years later, and it was my best trade this cycle. 2 years later, when there was a functioning product, a community, adjustments to the protocol, adjustments to the incentive models, and everything was running smoothly. It was only at that point that things started to go up. It had over-exuberant beginning. It had a very long, drawn-out, shitty bottom through the bear market, and then it got better again. The whole notion that you need to be at the ground floor, if you're in a bull market, in the last phase of the bull market, and you're entering at the ground floor of these projects, you will lose money. Based on historical data, doesn't matter what you buy, doesn't matter how good the project is, doesn't matter if 5 years down the road it becomes the top project in crypto, you will lose money. You will lose money. So don't have a short mindset with this stuff. Like, if you're gonna buy it, you're gonna lose like 95% of what you paid for it, historically speaking. I'd be happy to be proved wrong, but I analyzed the data, and the data says you're gonna lose 95% of your money if you hold this shit. So buy in the bear market when nobody cares, everybody's wrecked, everybody hates the project because they lost all their money, they lost their life savings, they made a fortune, lost it all. When those people are gone and they sell you your digital assets, that's the point at which you become rich. You get rich in the bear market. You make money in the bull market. Polis or Atlas? Right now, neither, I would say. Let's take a look at the charts. If you believe in the protocol, I think you want Polis. That's the governance token. Again, we need the game. Like, with the Axie Infinity governance token, it's not only good for staking, it's used to do other things. So there's real demand there. With Polis, we have no idea what this stuff does. No clue whatsoever. So, it's all pure speculation. What if this does literally nothing at all, and it never will do anything? We don't know. I think, Star Atlas probably has a good mind on what they're gonna do, but if you buy this, fuck man, it's going all the way back down to here. Realistically, it's gonna come back down to here before it does something. I don't buy this stuff. These launches where it's like this, we can find several examples where a token is launched and it has a very significant retracement before turning around, especially when something is so hyped, because people don't care. They just go in and buy. Oh my god, they're selling Polis. Oh my god, they're selling Atlas. So and they just go in and buy. But there's no buyers to carry that forwards. There's not enough. Once everybody bought. That's it. Once everybody bought. There's no more people to buy once everybody buys. So it can't go up any higher. But let's take a look at Atlas too. It's probably the same thing. Oops. Atlas. Same thing, same chart. I'm not buying this shit, man. There's no way. Even if it continues to moon, it's not something that I would ever buy. It goes against every one of my investment theses. Every single one of my investment theses. No, man, my English is terrible right now. It goes against every one of my rules for investment. It goes against every one of my rules for trading. So you're asking a person if you should buy something when it goes against every single one of my rules. Does that mean that my rules mean that this can't go up? No, of course not. We are in a very irrational time. This can go up. This can continue to go up. But it's not something that I could ever buy, because I have a set strategy. I have a set of rules. And when I follow these rules, I make money. And when I stop following these rules, I lose money. It's really that simple. If you want to learn how to form a strategy inside of this market, links below join the Traders Academy. You can actually join for free for 1 month. If you don't have an FTX account and you don't have a Bybit account, or you just want to start a new one, follow the links in the crypto jungle. It's actually pinned in the chat. And sign up for those 2 exchanges. You don't need to deposit them. You don't even need to trade on them. But I think you'll like FTX. And we'll give you a month. That comes with 12 classroom sessions, a ton of tutorials. There is an unbelievable amount of value in that server. And I'm not just tooting my own horn here. We can teach you a lot. I started this channel to teach people. I started this channel so that people can make really good decisions, because there's a lot of people that just shill projects and don't really have your best interest at heart. You know, they get emails from products that they just want to, you know, hey, I'll send you, 5 Ethereum, shill my coin, like whatever. Like, there's a lot of backdoor bullshit that happens in this space. I'm trying to offer logical strategies that work. So if you are interested, hey, come and join. Yeah, game not even coming for another few years. Are we talking about Atlas? A lot of the stuff, Atlas is a huge project. Their claims are massive. Their claims are the types of claims where everybody has a VR headset and everybody has like a treadmill for playing video games. Like, their claims are really, really big. It's going to take a long time. Now, if that actually comes to fruition, this is a very big opportunity, but I don't think it's there right now. People are expecting this stuff right now, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Yeah, it looks like every PooCoin launch. Exactly. And it's always going to be a shitcoin until it proves to me that it's not. But it looks like every fucking hyped launch, they're all like this. They all crash. Yeah, beautiful project. They've got a lot of money going into it. I feel like the developers are serious. I don't think they're lying to me. I don't think they've formulated some long con. It's not some scam. But the market is reacting way too exuberant. They are way too bullish. Let them get wrecked. Let them get wrecked and be there to pick up the pieces. That's the way you play this game. Okay. Where are we? Let's take a look at what Bitcoin's doing now that we've had some time with the close. So we did confirm our daily close. We got a higher candle on the close. Still a lot of sell pressure in this area. The sell pressure is fine though. It's okay to have this sell pressure underneath a resistance, because if we keep having the sellers sell, but we keep pushing forwards, that's what's referred to as absorption. These are very tricky consolidations to figure out. This very similar structure happened at the all-time high break at 20K. Way back when we were trying to break 20K in Bitcoin, we had a very bearish structure. We had a very confused pattern. We had a very divisive market. And when you have that type of market sentiment, your patterns don't make sense. The analysis becomes really, really difficult. I'm convicted that, if I was to pick a side, I think we are going to break through the resistance without a retracement. If I'm going to pick a side, that's the side that I'm going to pick. Some of that is influenced by the fact that I've been long since 40K, but I do think that we have what it takes to whittle away at this sell wall and break through up to the next resistance at $56,000, which I think is a way less significant resistance. If we actually flip on the VPVR, we can see where a lot of it's kind of like a heat map. We can see where a lot of the activity takes place. So let's actually throw the VPVR on. Oh, we need higher res. We need higher res. Give me 100. There we go. Give me 150. Okay. So you can see the amount of activity in this area. It's like it lines up perfectly. We have a peak here. We have a peak here. You can see that once we get beyond this point, which we're whittling away, we don't have much resistance. It looks like once we clear 50,500 with some volume and some effort, it's just going to go straight up. It's just going to go straight up to 56. We'll encounter some resistance here, but as you can see, it's far less than what we saw back here. This was a grind. This was a grind right here. This is just a stop. It's a stopover. And even then, you know, I said in one of my previous streams, I don't think we're going to spend a lot of time at the all-time high. I think we're just going to blow right past it. And I had people in the comments saying, of course we're going to stop at the all-time high. There's not a lot of resistance there. There's not a lot of resistance. And the investor confidence we will gain along the way, breaking through 50K, then breaking through 56 to 58, it's going to be massive. Massive. And the investor confidence we will pick up along the way, we're just going to fucking blow past it. We're going to blow right past it. That's my call. You know, I can't predict the future. I don't have a crystal ball. But I'm saying that's what I see happening. It's not investment advice. This is just my own speculation as to what I see happening. Yeah, good plan there. Crackers, Billin. 5 years. You may not need to wait 5 years, but definitely, you know, we're not buying now. We're not buying now. Hey, Baloo, just catching up on the stream. How long do you think the bull market will last? Your opinion, not financial advice. Some say end of the year. Others say Q1, Q2 of 2022. I think probably all of those are... Here's the thing. It's not about time. It's about the price structure. You know, if we go really parabolic, I could see us lasting probably till November, December. So end of the year would be my target. End of year would be my target. After that, Q1's hard. You know, a lot of people, they're readjusting their portfolios. They're realizing gains and they're preparing for the next tax year. You know, we do have a lot of traditional finance in the space right now. They're not in shitty fucking altcoins, but you know, the space follows Bitcoin. So I would be leaning towards end of year as a conclusion of the bull market. But again, you know, it will be 100% dependent on the structure that we're seeing at the time. If we just tick away and, you know, we have higher highs and higher lows and it's not crazy, it's not like this crazy, insane, you know, parabolic rise all the way to the end of the year, then we could probably go to the middle of next year. Like, time is very hard to quantify. It's much more applied to the structure of the candles. It's applied to the structure of the RSI. You know, I'm also going to be taking a look at the Puel multiple. We just did a video on that yesterday, or it might have even been earlier today for you. It was yesterday for me here in Bali. But the Puel multiple will flash a buy, or sorry, flash a sell for you. You'll get a red bar. So you can just get Puel multiple 1, set an alert on it for a sell, or just anytime we get above a 6, it's typically overheated. We got a lot of room in the Puel multiple. So that you could use that. I'm going to be using our custom indicator that you get free with the group. So if you are interested in the alphanumerics indicator, it's been insane with calling tops and bottoms. I'll actually show you. Do we have time? Yeah, I got a few minutes. Let's show you the alphanumerics indicator. You're not going to nail the top. You know, nailing the top with anything is really, really tough. So it's more so just about having a strategy that will help you not sell too early, but also give you what you need so that, you know, you're happy with the gains. Like, selling too early is almost just as bad as selling too late. So having some sort of strategy where you just adhere to it blindly will really help you. So let's go to the 3-day on the BLX. For those who are wondering, the BLX is the Brave New Coin Liquid Index. It's all of Bitcoin's information indexed. We don't need the volume for this demo. Let's go to the weekly, actually. No, we'll stick to the 3-day. And this is a really simple strategy. Basically, what we do, we turn alpha new metrics on. We can even get rid of the price. We don't even need the price with this. So basically, oh, it's kind of hard to see. But you get these bullish and bearish crosses. So we got our last bullish cross on the 3-day was down at $7,300. We just got a bearish cross at $50,000, and now we just got a bullish cross with our indicator. So when this EMA crosses our signal line, we'll get a bearish cross, and it will be the signal to cut the position. We're done. It's a very simple strategy. It's not 100% reliant. See how we have a bunch of misfire signals here? But what's nice is we also have this wave here. So this wave will tell you the health of the market and tell you the health of the trend. So as you can see, as the wave here, let me actually make it a more obvious color. I have my own slick interpretation of style with these types of things. So I'll turn this back to stock, which is green and red. Let's actually make it a little brighter. So when the wave is green, we're good to go. When the wave is green, we're in a bull market. And you can see that the wave turned red here. So you ignore these signals. We got the bearish cross, that's fine. You listen to the exit signal, but you ignore this bullish signal. You ignore this bullish signal. We went green for a bit, but we got bearish, so it exits the position. Then we're continuously red. Then we turn green and we get a bull signal. So that's a good signal. And then that signal right there, we weren't even in the bull market yet. We were just still consolidating. It was like a mini alt season. And that gave us just in Bitcoin, it gave us 150% to the bearish cross. And now we're over here. We got the bull signal and the wave is green. So things are looking good. There's a lot of metrics that we're following that are, showing us there's a lot of health, showing us that we have the probability for continuation. So things are looking good. Any thoughts on UBT? I think Unibright is not available anywhere. That's a problem. That's a problem, especially in the last leg of the bull market. You're going to see stuff that's just silly and stupid pump because it's easy to buy. It's easy to buy. UBT. When things are hard to buy, Unibright is already kind of hard to comprehend for a new retail investor. That's the other thing too. It needs to be easy to understand. What are you doing? How are you doing it? Why? And is everybody buying it? So, when we look at where it's available on a DEX, Bittrex, some useless fucking exchange nobody uses anymore unless you're from the previous cycle and you just, never want it to change and you like illiquidity, and Hotbit. It's not available anywhere. It's not available anywhere. That's a big problem. I don't like that. That one reason right there is just, if it gets listed on Coinbase or something, now we have a very, very, very different scenario. But as it stands right now, like I said earlier in the hour, 80% of the participants are going to show up now. They're going to show up as we break past the all-time high. That's the next inflow. What is this market going to tell them to do? I don't know how many participants are going to say, oh, well, first things first, you got to set up a Bittrex account. No. First things first, you got to go to Binance. That's what's going to happen. So Binance, Coinbase, I really like FTX. If you want to support the channel in the easiest way possible, sign up for FTX. It's the best. I'm not sponsored. I have no sponsors. This channel doesn't have any influence from monetary incentives from companies. But I'm telling you, FTX, fantastic exchange. On a side note, I don't like how Unibright is not available anywhere. But let's take a look at the chart anyways. The Wyckoff method is a very complete method. It's almost a theory. Well, yeah, it is a theory of investing. There's a checklist to go through. There are 3 main laws of Wyckoff, okay? The first one is supply and demand. Supply and demand needs to be one of the premier focuses of your investment strategy before you even get into looking at a candlestick chart. Demand is access. how can I get my hands on this coin? Retail, they're going to be on Coinbase, they're going to be on Binance, they're not going to be on Bittrex. If they can't get there, they're not going there. So the demand aspect of Unibright is already really, really lacking. But for fun, let's take a look. Fucking Bittrex. I had a Bittrex account. It is not liquid. So it's trending up. You know, it's going, it's heading in the right direction. It's in markup. But I just, it's just, how far can it actually go? When did it, how far has it gone since the breakout? Wow. Okay. So it's definitely doing well. But again, how sustainable is this? You can see, look at the volume dropping off, the interest dropping off. You know, if you already have a Bittrex account, I mean, I'm not going to argue with this trend. This is a good chart. It's a good chart. I have concerns over its ability to continue, but, you know, my reservations of the fundamentals aside, you have a uptrend. An uptrend is a good thing. So we can, you know, draw a line right here, see if you can get a retracement back down to $2.30, something like that. We are overextended on the 3-day. We're getting a trim signal on the Alpha Numerics indicator, but we also got a bullish cross on the 3-day, and the wave is green. So there is definitely positive sentiment here with Unibright. And it looks like a pretty long-term accumulation. So I could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong. You know, this chart isn't bad. This chart isn't bad, but there are serious, there's serious issues with the demand side. Okay. So just be careful. It means it can fucking whipsaw a lot. It can go up and down a lot. FTX best exchange. I agree. It's the best one we have right now. Those guys are really, really professional. You can do so much more on there. Yes, there's less coins. I get it. There's less coins, but you can do so much more. I'm mostly using Binance currently, but seriously consider going to FTX simply because Binance has suspended the easiest way for me to deposit and withdraw funds. Does the link below support you? Yes. Follow the link. Just click the FTX link in the show notes, and you won't be disappointed. If you're not trying to do anything, are you American? So if you're American, I think you'll be redirected to ftx.us, which isn't as good as ftx.com. You know, c'est la vie, that's kind of life. But if you are not American and you are one of the supported countries, FTX is really good. It's really good. It's my favorite. It's all I just posted a setup today saying, hey, we got a beautiful setup here, guys. You know, we're looking at this entry here, place your bids down at this level, and if it was on FTX, I would join you. I just don't even trade anything. It's either I'm getting it from a DEX or I'm getting it from FTX. I don't fuck around with Binance anymore. I'm done. I'm done with Binance. Binance will crash at the wrong time and get me stuck, and I'm just not going to deal with that. VPN. Yeah, but you're playing a dangerous game, man. Like, I don't know. It's easy for me to say because I'm Canadian. So, you know, I can say, oh, you're playing a dangerous game, but I don't know how. I would probably be doing the same thing if I was American. I'd probably be doing the same. Okay, I'm European, so Binance is good for me, but they're trying to comply with all kinds of bullshit now, so they're making it less user-friendly, very much so. What are my thoughts on ETH BTC? Yeah, ETH is poised to outperform Bitcoin at the moment. Let's take a look. ETH BTC. And that'll be the last chart for the day. I got to get into the virtual classroom. If you guys are interested in getting more of this, more hands-on, where we talk about your shit, talk about your portfolio, your trades, your charts, and break it all down to help you become a better trader, links below. 50% off your first month with the coupon code WELCOME, or if you sign up for an FTX and Bybit account, you get a free month. And we'll see you in the classroom. But let's take a look at this chart. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. We got the break of the downward sloping consolidation. of the downward sloping. We're up against our target range. This is our last major resistance here at 0.08 BTC per ETH. Once we break through this, we're looking really, really good. We're looking really good. This is a fantastic chart, one of my favorite charts. We'll probably head. Ethereum's getting ready, guys. You know, not financial advice. I'm telling you, it's not financial advice, but only because I have to say that. Fuck, is it annoying being a content creator in the financial space, but I am very excited. Read between the lines. Okay, that is all the time I have for today. If you guys enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And if there are any projects that you want me to take a look at, leave them in the comments section down below. I will try to get to them. With that, I bid you adieu. Please, I bid you adieu. I bid you adieu. Please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.
Bye.